Good day and welcome to this, the inaugural broadcast of Station 55. You're here with your broadcaster Harlequin, the rock czar, in the booth with the fresh-faced, rose-cheeked warrior Matron. So, introduce yourself to our audience, Matron.
Hello, I'm Matron, co-host of this here fine, newly established episode.
And what have we got in front of us today?
Oh, we have a fine 4v4 with Underpants, Area, Coomer, and Unlimited on the Axis, and Adrian, Icelandic, Dr.Nick, and Shabtajus on the Ally.
Fantastic. Well, we already saw some fire exchange there between a Greyhound and an infantry clown car. Looks like that Hotchkiss found those mines and removed them.
Good use of the Hotchkiss at the start there.
Oh, looks like we've got some British clown cars coming up here on this bike. That's going to be a big threat for the Axis forces.
Yes. Brengan carriers with Piats are always a dangerous thing. They're very mobile, can always get behind your starting vehicle. And it is a pretty heavy vehicle start. You have 3 PE players in this game.
We certainly do. But that Panzer IV IST with skirts might be a little more than the British can bite.
Also, very true.
But there's the power of self-repair coming out. Let's go take a look at the other flank real quick, see how they're doing. Got some infantry advancing, slowly but surely, getting ready to engage some Panzer Grenadiers.
Nothing so far, but it looks like we're probably going to have our first engagement of the match on this side.
Oh, back over on that British flank?
No, on this
oh,
side.
All right.
With the American.
Oh, yeah, you are absolutely right. I don't know, looks like some light skirmishing from both sides here. No one really wanting to commit to a big fight. Oh, that's the sound of artillery. Where's that at? Oh!
Sturmpanzer taking out a 17-pounder, it looks like.
Fantastic job. See, that's the problem with these big games. It's always hard to keep your eye in the sky, but I think things will coalesce shortly, especially with this Sherman looking to drive an offensive.
More than likely. It looks like Underpants has had a rough go of his start.
This Sherman's actually taken a lot of damage. It's popped its repair kits.
Looks like we have another engagement brewing up on the right.
Oh, yeah. I'm not too concerned for those Panzer Grenadiers. I think they can pull themselves out. They've got that smoke grenade providing them cover against the suppression, and that Hotchkiss rocket is coming in. Yep, there it is. It connects.
Ooh, there's a mine on it too, so...
Certainly.
A little extra bang for your buck there.
Definitely. Yeah, I think those Panzer Grenadiers have everything they need to take out those riflemen if they just keep up the pressure. And they don't get caught out by that 30 cal.
Though, now engaging the Hotchkiss.
Oh, you are absolutely right. I missed that. This is why I can rely on you for my co-cast. Ah, that's tough stuff.
Unlimited got the two-step done on.
Oh yeah, it's tough when you're get sandwiched between an infantry force and a Sherman. Our options.
But I mean, he did manage to extricate his tank busters and his Hotchkiss, so not too bad.
Not a total loss. You're absolutely right. These armored cars, though, they might be able to get some work done.
Ooh, getting those flame troops down is always a good sign.
Yep, that's a free 75 munitions there for him, isn't it?
60, I believe.
Oh, is it 60 nowadays? Yeah, for those of you unfamiliar, I'm an old man, and all of this is alien and unfamiliar to me, so I hate change and modernity, and I hope everything would just go back to the days of yore.
Lots of mines on this right side of the map.
Players definitely engaging in some deep mine play today.
Looks like the bulk of Axis armor is shifting over to the right side.
Oh yeah, we've got them coming over to apply some pressure. The Sherman looks like it's going to mop up those armored cars, though. Oh, is he getting away? Oh, but he's getting caught on the tombstones. Looks like they might be his tombstones.
Huh?
Ah, not quite. Out. Yeah, slippery little fella.
The Axis are in a good position here to engage this Sherman.
Looks like it. I think this battle could go either way. It really depends on a lot of decisions that are about to be made. That Greyhound going down is going to cost the Allies a lot in terms of tactical flexibility.
Indeed. We'll see if the Axis commit to engaging further on this side. Looks like that they are.
These Hotchkiss rockets come in, but, well, they seem to do their job at least.
I highly doubt that Sherman's going to get out of there.
No, he's absolutely done for. But this sticky, let's see if it punches through those skirts. Oh, yep. There's the damage and damaged.
Sturmpanzer also took down a 57 towards the...
Oh, that's good to know.
Panzer have destroyed another enemy vehicle.
Yeah, so far, pretty solid engagements. I don't think either side necessarily has the advantage yet. I say that watching an armored car explode.
He was living on borrowed time, really.
I suppose.
The Allies, though, have occupied the center of the map. Whether or not they're going to be able to capitalize on that or not is yet to be...
Definitely. I'm not feeling good for these Peagrens. They might be in yellow cover, but they are definitely taking a lot of fire here.
Tommies, Bren guns, Universal...
These Universal carriers look like they're about to put on a clinic.
The enemy is becoming less mobile over time.
Oh, there goes one of them.
Yeah. But I think they're getting their value out of their damage.
Pretty good fire barrage there, kind of separating the chances for Allied forces to come up and engage further.
I suppose, and in the moment I think it made sense, but I'm not sure it's going to get its value.
Now it's only 45 munitions, so... You can afford to use it somewhat frivolously as opposed to some other option.
Well, speaking of frivolous, it looks like that Sturmpanzer is out.
Oof.
Is this an Allied sniper coming up? It looks like it is. There's the squad gone. That Hotchkiss is certainly putting its rockets in, but not maximizing its value yet.
You do see worse artillery starts, though. And the Hotchkiss does bring that added benefit of that upgun.
Oh, I'm a huge fan of Hotchkiss artillery.
Penetration.
Personally, I think the Hotchkiss artillery is some of the most efficient in the game.
I mean, it is one of the only combat artillery pieces that you get to use.
One of the only? Isn't it the only?
Yeah, pretty much. Depends on how much worth you think a Sherman 105 has. I believe the Sherman 105 can get a 50 cal.
Well, I mean, if we're gonna call that, then I guess the Priest is too.
Oh, well, yes. Technically combat vehicles as well. Definitely not anywhere
Certainly.
near, nowhere in the same class as the Hotchkiss with the Sturmpanzer rocket.
Certainly, certainly. This Sherman is definitely trying to make some aggressive moves, but up against that Panzer IV with the Blitz officer, he's got a tough road ahead of him.
And if he moves too far forward and he's got a Martyr to help back up the...
Speak of the devil.
Takes a shot from the Martyr.
Well, that Sherman's looking pretty healthy. I think he's got some time in front of him. I don't think he's going anywhere soon, at least.
That Sherman... Well, hopefully for that Sherman it has a long life ahead of it, but we'll see.
I'm going to hop over to Shabtajus' perspective. I want to see if he knows where that mortar half-track is. Ah, that's a shame. I think that Sherman really could reach out and touch somebody if it wanted to. But I don't think that's going to happen. Let's go back to Unlimited's perspective, our good old default player perspective here. Get that fog of war back off.
Medic bunker goes down.
That's going to cost them.
The Allies certainly have the Axis on the back foot, it looks like, at least in terms of position, but it's not really in too bad of a shape. They have a pretty solid core in the middle of the map here in terms of their unit composition.
Although I think both sides are trading roughly evenly, you cannot deny that the Allies have taken some serious strategic assets from the Axis so far. losing a Sturmpanzer and a medic bunker. Oh, but if the Axis can take this sniper away...
Oh, then there goes that sniper.
That's going to be a big strategic advantage for the Axis. Of course, with this many Panzer Elite players in the game, I don't know.
Well, the value of the sniper in terms of decrewing support weapons is obviously quite... But Panzergren squads are quite small.
Oh, that's certainly true. Yeah, you never want to face off against a sniper when you're a Panzer Elite, but at the same time... Oh.
Looks like the mortar half-track went down on the right, and he's probably going to lose this Hotchkiss as well.
This was not the best engagement for Unlimited here. Losing that mortar half-track for nothing, and that Hotchkiss failing to really inflict the damage that he wanted it to. You hate to see that.
Gets out, so he does have a further chance, but yeah, losing that mortar half-track is going to be a real problem later in the game.
The losses could keep mounting if the Axis decide to double down on this offensive. They're going for it. Do you think they've got the firepower to make it happen?
Well, with the Martyr coming up, I'd say that they definitely have the firepower to do it.
Oh, there he is, putting a shot in on the Greyhound and getting some damage.
Ooh, but that Panzer IV no longer has its main gun.
No, but the Panzer Elite did take that at 57 and forced the Americans to destroy it.
Greyhound's 57's dead. They took out the machine gun.
And the half-track. I think that was a pretty decent trade for the Axis. Not the best thing you could have done, but I'll take that every day.
Definitely fairly even. Got a pair of 57s in the middle, engaging some Panzergrenadiers.
I think the big X factor there is going to be the munitions they traded. They gave up a lot of munitions to knock out all of that equipment.
Yes, indeed. Oh, but Unlimited has a Berg Tiger, and he was rezzing his mortar half-track.
That's something you always want to see when you're a Panzer Elite player. The Zombie Reich rising from the grave. Take a chomp out of some Allied brains. Looks like
you can always count on the Teutonic Order to res your dead soul.
Looks like some action was picking up on the left, but I think it's going to die down now that the Sherman's got its main gun destroyed. Oh, that's some artillery coming out. That priest dropping shells on the medical area in the center.
Right on
They connect with the mortar half-track, yep. I don't think they're going to destroy the mortar half-track unless the mortar half-track decides to stick it out. Unfortunately, I guess they didn't notice the barrage coming in. Always tough.
Was caught in the middle of a reload enemy.
Maybe. Either way, that is definitely going to be an expensive loss.
Yeah, that is rough.
Let's see if the Axis take this as a sign that they need to get on an offensive foot.
Well, they certainly have the infantry and they have the armor to do a probing attack in the...
Yeah, and it doesn't look like the Allies have very much to raid in the ways of... Oh, here's a Pershing coming out in the center.
Well, scratch that then. They do have quite the strong force.
Yeah.
Oh, looks like Rangers are taking off after Unlimited's vehicles on the right.
Oh, and they are definitely getting their damage in. That Berg Tiger's taking a bit of a hit, and that... Oh. As soon as it's back.
Yeah.
And these bazookas are unfortunately tearing through these armored cars that came in to provide some support.
Oh, we got a Volkswagen. Don't see too many of those.
I think we're going to see why soon enough. And he's out of here. That Berg Tiger getting right to work, though, on getting that mortar half-track back on the field.
Taking off after a martyr on the left, but now he's engaged with some Panzergrenadier tank buster.
Oh, if they can pick up this medic half-track, that's going to be a large loss.
Oh, they're definitely going to pick up this medic half-track. I'd be very surprised if they...
And he's out of here. Tough stuff for the Axis players. Just they seem to be losing important strategic assets left and right now. Oh, but these Rangers have taken a ton of damage from the Ostfront veterans. Severely reduced.
Now, Ostfront veterans with MP40s can be quite nasty.
Meanwhile, in the center, we've got a universal carrier laying into some Panzer Grenadiers and laying them out. But I don't think they'll do so well against these... Never mind.
Always rough when your Shreks just hit everything between the end of their barrel and your intended target.
I guess. And the button coming out on the commanded Panzer IV. This could be
Quarter half track is back up again.
This could be a devastating set of losses for the Axis players. They're losing all of their economic structures. They're losing just units left and right.
Ooh, artillery barrage on the mortar.
Nope. You are absolutely right about that. And those Volks are going for the heroic save on the Panzerschreck.
Better to die with a Panzerschreck in hand than to give it to the ally.
Well, it looks like it's still up for grabs.
That's a shame. I got some Panzer Grenadiers to come take it now.
Oh yes, those infamous Panzer Elite clown cars coming in to put on a circus.
Oh, yes.
Looks like their first victim will be this 57. Well, that went exactly as predicted. Let's see what's going over here on the right. Got an M10 knocking out an armored car and probably getting ready to go after this Hotchkiss.
Got these poor Panzer Grenadiers and assault Grens
Ooh.
trapped with this crock.
Absolutely put in a blender and set to puree. And now they're about to be fried. That's the downside of soldier armor for you. Oh, we've got a Panther here, though. Maybe he's going to save the day. The Hotchkiss
But the
bites
Hotchkiss in its dying breath kills some more Rangers.
Was that an anti-tank grenade or an incendiary grenade that took out that M10? Ooh, we've got an artillery barrage here.
Ooh. No, not too horrible. Drop the Panzerschreck.
Might be if one of these shells scatters into those infantry who are just standing by and watching the barrage.
There goes the Hotchkiss wreck. Won't be getting that.
Yeah, the Burge Tiger, watching in agony as its job is just made obsolete.
Looks like the clown cars have been skirmishing with the Pershing on. Not too much to report there.
Lightly damaged, taking a dusting, but the Pershing seems to be in great
Are
health.
there 2 Panthers on the field?
I believe there may be.
We see one from Underpants. I thought I saw another one, but that might have just been his.
No, just the one Panther.
Yeah, you are correct.
Ah, yes, and I'm confirming here with my forward observers, there is only one Panther in this game.
Well, we will see we will see what it gets done.
Well, I hope it puts on a good show, because it's got a lot of weight on its shoulders.
A little 57 for those Panzergren will come in handy against Pershing and those universal carriers, which have been quite bothersome this game.
The Pershing getting in the first shot and really knocking some health off the Panther there. It's going to be tough in the long run.
Oh, we have a Hummel on the field.
What do you suppose he was going after there?
I don't know. I didn't see what was there before.
Well, we can only assume that he saw something that attracted him. He nailed that engineer. Poor
might
bastard.
have been firing at the Pershing. Maybe there was something there that is no longer. But I do not know, unfortunately.
Yeah,
I
well.
do not like to give that answer. That is for sure.
Guess we'll just have to pop our eyes open and get a better look at things.
Clown cars going in on this 57.
These flame engineers could do some serious damage. Not quite.
I believe that armored car is taking. Oh, Greyhound going in.
Ho, ho, ho.
Comedy mine.
Hey, it paid its dues. They took that 57 right out of the Axis hands.
Now they have another one.
An even trade, I guess. Let's see how things are going over here on the right flank. Unlimited definitely getting pushed back across this open field. Tough stuff for the Axis right now. So where do you say the next decisive moment in the battle is going to be?
Well, it really depends, I think, what happens with the Pershing and the Panther.
Yeah, those heavy tanks are definitely going to dictate the momentum of the game going forward from here. Looks like the Panther, though, has got the low hand in this situation. And this artillery barrage could connect to the clown cars. Oh, man. That is tragic.
The Allies just seem to have a wall of AT guns wherever they go, supporting this.
Yeah, and with their...
really giving it the upper hand in these engagements.
Well, it's not just the AT guns giving them the upper hand, it's their armored assets moving between the AT positions and really laying down some supporting fire.
Well, I'm talking about them being used in concert with one another. It's making it very effective.
Let's see if this Hetzer creeping up on this M10 gets the damage that it's looking for. Yep, there he's out of here. Oh, but he connects with the squad! Those poor advanced repairs engineers. Out of control, baby. He was out of control.
This Panther is almost completely unsupported in the center.
And he's about to take a sharp knock from this 17. There he is.
Hummel dropping artillery on the 17-pounder, but
And
it seems to be overshot.
Just not connecting. Looks like the Axis are going to lose yet another bunker. And the Staghound, if it gets the opportunity, might sweep forward and take out that medic track. Nope, he's pulling back. I don't blame him, though. And that's another clown car sent downtown.
I wonder if that clown car was full of just regular Panzergrens, or if they had something special. Didn't look like it.
It's hard to say. The Allies are going through a lot of infantry recrewing these support weapons, though.
Yeah. The Axis have lost.
We are back from that brief technical interruption, and things haven't changed too much in that 10 seconds we lost.
Still have engagements going. The sticky bomb on that armored car from Coomergang.
Damaged engine, standard.
Pershing is definitely getting down there in health, and with these martyrs, there's a potential to get a lot of damage.
This armored car play is...
shot in too.
Yes, this Pershing could be in trouble. These armored car plays are definitely doing well, keeping their range, putting in the firepower on the infantry. And they take out that 57. Definitely seeing an opening here.
Panther took a pretty hefty shot last shot.
I think both sides are looking for a reset to the offensive right now. The Axis, though, want to push up. They know they've got an opening.
Bringing it forward, these armored cars decrew this 57.
The Pershing pops its repair kits. It's not afraid.
It was getting repaired by those mechanized rifles.
Oh, they have repairs? All right.
Yes, mechanized rifles do in fact have repairs. They are not that good.
Yeah, but they do just a little bit of everything.
Are absolutely sweeping the right side of this map.
Oh, this could be nasty, especially if they catch up to that medic track. Because he's busy microing that Hetzer. Are the Rangers pulling back, or are they going to go in for the kill?
They're getting that medic hat.
And he's out of here. Tough stuff.
That's rough. There's only one medic half track left, I believe.
That is correct. According to my Ford observers, there were only 3 medic half tracks in the game, and we've seen 2 of them bite the dust.
Oh, Hummel barrage on the 17. Oh, there it goes. That's the hit he's been looking for this game.
Certainly.
Is he going to get the Staghound, too?
It would be nice to pick up that little bonus. Oh, it looks like the Staghound's heading on out of here, though.
Well, the Rangers are pulling all the way back to their tree. The only downside of having pushed up so is that they...
I hate to interrupt you, but we've got some riflemen pushing back the Panzer Grenadiers on the left flank, and they are looking for a bounding assault, it looks like.
Yeah, they've got the AT assets and they got the infantry assets. Oh,
I don't know.
their mortar back.
They definitely are threatening the Axis position. Sure, the Axis may have this slight back cap on the extreme left, but I'm not sure that it's giving them what they need strategically.
No, definitely not. And I mean, with the pop count so close, right? It's really just them trying to hold off going to further negative pop.
Sounds
really,
like a solid
the losses
analysis.
are what are going to decide this game.
Certainly, and both sides, well, I would definitely argue that the Allies are trading very positive in terms of unit efficiency right now.
I'll go take a look at some of the platoon count.
Sure, and tell us what you find out. Oh, wow. These armored cars getting very brave, jumping right into the middle of the Allied hive, and taking a lot of grief for it. They find the sniper, but they're not gonna neutralize him. This Panther going in. Not sure this is the right call to make. Oh, he takes the 17. This 57 just pointing the absolute wrong way. Oh, but that Panther's health is so low. I'm not sure he's going to make it out of this. And he's out.
Ooh,
Shame.
Panther.
What would you do if you were the Axis in this situation? Would you try to pull back and consolidate, or would you try and double down and add more fuel to the fire?
Well, they really don't have any more logs to put on this fire right now.
I suppose that's true. This kangaroo carrier getting the squish on that tank buster squad and then laying down the gunfire.
Those tank busters are probably not going to make it out of it.
No, it doesn't look like it.
To help, hopefully keep the Panzerschreck out of Allied hands. But
It depends. If this Sherman ends up sweeping this Martyr, that armored car might not be what they need. Just an absolute slugfest here. That Martyr's going down, I think. Oh, but the Sherman just keeps on missing. There we go. That's the result he was looking for. And that's a lot of the Axis AT off the field.
damn, they still have this first Pershing out.
The clown car takes down the Sherman. These Rangers might have overextended. But they've got backup coming in. Oh, he gets the Vet 3 Rangers out. Good unit preservation. These other two look like they're gonna pull their weight.
Especially with this sniper helping them out. Now I got an M10.
Yeah.
Pershing is really getting its worth. 35 infantry kills, 3 light vehicles, and 1.
This armored car and this tank buster clown car, they're going deep.
The enemy is weakening even now.
They might be able to pull off some good economic damage on the Allies here. Knocking
Well,
out.
I mean that priest is exposed on its, so it looks like he's moving it forward in anticipation of such an action.
Yeah. We'll have to see how this plays out. That M10 caught the clown car. Pershing's responding.
Ooh, rough bounce of Panzerschreck on that Pershing.
Very tough. That could have been a decisive play, but it just did not work out. And this armored car, his days are numbered, it looks like.
Icelandic buttoning him. A lot of universal carriers and Bren gun carriers this game.
I mean, this game itself is light armor all over. We've seen a ton of great armored car play, a lot of universal carrier play. Here's another armored car sweeping across the field. This could be part of what the Axis need to recover their position. Oh, and there they are, forced off. He loses the armored car. Maybe not the right decision to retreat those Rangers.
Panzer IV is in a rough spot.
Oh, but he's standing bravely for the fatherland. Not that he has much choice.
See if his officer can even get out. Probably not.
Not looking like it. And we have our second Pershing here. Fighting in tandem, delivering lots of firepower.
Oh, but a Yog Panther from the flank.
Looks like a duel between the heavy armor. Oh no, it doesn't look very much like a duel now. Looks like those Pershings don't want any of this. Adrian's Pershing here just doing a little pirouette. Not what he wants.
Sometimes the co-pathing giveth, and sometimes it taketh away.
This Jagdpanther, I think it might be just what the Axis are looking for. A little anchor to pull their lines together and allow them to stage a counterattack. Knocking out that, was that a casualty clearing station or a triage center?
I think it was a CCS.
Either way.
Ooh. Adrian's Pershing is already almost dead. Rough engagement with some martyr.
Wish I'd caught that, but all the same, that is not what you want out of your Pershing. But he should have the repairs necessary to get that up and running again.
Oh, we've got a Firefly and a command Cromwell out in the field now.
Yep, and they've got this universal carrier here that I'm certain has button. We're definitely seeing...
No, go ahead.
I think we're definitely seeing the width of the battle condense as both sides run down on resources. The Axis are finally getting the back caps in, getting, keeping their population stable.
Yes, but it is definitely coming in at a cost. Underpants is completely on field.
Yeah, I think the Axis have paid very high prices for the ground they've gained.
Coomer has 2 platoons left. Unlimited has 4.
Who knows? Maybe those platoons...
has 10 platoons left, so...
Well, sometimes that's just the strategic choice you have to make, that someone has to throw themselves in front of the oncoming train. Let's see if this is this a Hummel barrage we've got coming in the center here?
I do believe so.
It's definitely taking a lot of damage off this Firefly, this fresh Firefly that hasn't really gotten its value back.
Now the Axis are definitely starting to pull it back. With one Pershing completely out, actually both Pershings are now pretty much out of action.
I wouldn't count them out yet. Those Allied repairs can really bring back the damage. Ooh, if that Hetzer had penetrated, that might have been all for Shabtajus' Pershing.
And the Cromwell command tank doing what the Cromwell command tank does, blocking other armor.
Hey, someone has to make those heroic command decisions.
Oh, the Jagdpanther is not in a great spot, right?
Yeah, but he's just shrugging off those bazooka shots. And this Firefly, he put in his shot, but the Jagdpanther is a titan. You've got to whittle it down, not just knock it out.
Shame. Firefly was probably hoping to get a couple more shots in. It looked like its attention was somewhere else. Ooh, rough miss.
So what do you think? Do you think the Axis have run the marathon? That they're going to run out the Allied stamina?
Potentially, but the Allies do have a large number of platoons left.
And they've got plenty of resources on the field. Looking at this push of Rangers, Riflemen, all of these tanks they've still got on the field. They are not pulling off.
And seeing as the Axis have run through most of their assets, as it would, especially anti-tank assets, these Pershings, despite their low health, might be able to get a pretty fair amount of mileage out of them still.
Well, as we know from our forward observers' notes here, the Axis did come into this battle light on AT. It might be a victory by technical knockout if the Allies can put their armor back into working order, put it in the forward gear, and commence an assault.
Indeed, and they definitely have plenty of anti-tank gun supports.
Looks like these, what are these? Yeah, Ostfront veterans are laying in some surprises for future engagements. Maybe we'll see those pay off.
Yes, a couple of incendiary traps.
These Volks are about to have a really bad day, I think. Yep, that Pershing shell connects and takes out what looks like half a squad.
Another Panzer IV on the field from area. A cheeky little Hetzer cloaked in the middle of the field. We'll see. Oh, it just got decloaked. Unfortunately.
Looks like the Berg Tiger must have resurrected one of the medical half-tracks because there are 2 medical half-tracks in the backfield now.
Yes, I do believe that is what happened.
That's the great thing about the Berg Tiger. Really gives the Panzer Elite the unit efficiency that really defines their faction. Gonna have to call B.J. Blazkowicz to take care of these zombie Nazis, aren't you?
Oh, indeed, indeed.
Looks like the Allies are preparing for a big offensive on the left. Or maybe just taking those deep cuts that the Axis can't afford to give. And that Vet 2 Volk squad unfortunately bites the dust. This Panzer IV is in for a bad time with these 2 Pershings here. He might be full health.
The Martyr, but the Martyr is in range of 57, so he might not even get into.
Adrian's making some incredibly bold plays with this Pershing. I didn't realize it is on 5% health, and he does not need repairs, apparently.
Adrian is also all on.
Well, let's see if he can make the tactical decisions necessary of a brave and brilliant commander. These Bar Rangers taking a predictable outcome against that lone Panzer Grenadier.
Ooh, those Ostrom veterans caught out in negative cover. Not a great place to be. Well, Hummel just took out a 57.
Yep. I think the pitch of the battle might be picking up. Oh, this Hetzer is getting jumped on by a Staghound.
And a 17-pounder at point-blank range.
Well, hopefully he can just keep driving. Oh, this might not be the right decision.
Well, that Hetzer is not in a good place.
Oh. You wanted to have hope for him, but it just didn't pay off.
And those Rangers finally appeared.
This sweep might clean up a lot of Axis assets. Axis assets.
A lot of infantry going down here.
Yeah, definitely a big mess for the Axis.
Coomergang is all on. Underpants is all.
The Ag Panther coming in with the steel chair, though. Oh, he's hiding behind this little shot blocker here. Probably this collapsed shed. One of the more frustrating aspects of Company of Heroes game, these little moments where the geometry just gives the enemy what they want.
Yes, sometimes it's difficult to know what is a shot blocker and what is.
Our brothers have fallen.
Unfortunately, I don't think that shot blocker, decisive as it was for that engagement, will change the course of the battle.
No. It appears as though Adrian's Pershing has died somewhere along the way.
Yeah, I saw a wreck over by the side of the house here on the extreme left flank. I'm pretty sure that was it going down. Couldn't be certain, didn't want to call it out, and looked like a fool when it came in with a steel chair to avenge itself.
$17-pounder's a little exposed. Oh, never mind, we got some Rangers coming in to back him up.
These BAR Rangers coming in. Not sure this is a engagement that favors them, though.
Especially using bars. Bars against soldier armor, not a great use of Bar Ranger.
Good DPS, but with that Jagdpanther's supporting fire, not a reasonable trade. Oh, but the artillery barrage might do the work they were looking to do. Oh, but the friendly fire!
That is a rough shot.
Tough break. Tough break. Unlimited with a little bit of the all-chat BM.
Yes, well, the mortar half-track just really gave it to those Ostfront veterans, too, so
A little bit of back and forth.
The Allies are not the only ones who need to check their fire on the indirect fire asset.
This universal carrier being cheeky, firing through the shed that would otherwise be a shot blocker, I think.
Pershing,
Oh, the
There
Pershing
goes the
gets
Pershing.
knocked out by the Hummel. Now that actually could be a decisive play right there.
that's with the Jagdpanther still on field, and a lot of the looks like a lot of the Allied AT assets have been run through.
Might just be that the Allies, in spite of fighting so tenaciously and tactically, they might just lose the strategic level of this battle. Especially watching this British lieutenant run off the field. It's not a good look.
Yeah, and there's no captain on.
This crocodile coming up, but I'm not sure it can, wants to be in the same neighborhood as the Jagdpanther.
Vehicle has been destroyed in action.
Ooh, the Rangers get the Bergetiger in the backfield, though. That is
Nope.
now out of this map.
No more of the Teutonic Order riding in from the ethereal realm. Looks like the Jagdtiger might get circle strafed here by the Sherman Crocodile.
Shame the flamethrower. Shame it's not Men of War. This would have been a winning play, right?
Cooked the engine like a Thanksgiving turkey.
Ooh, nice shell on that 57 in the middle.
Definitely a peculiar situation they're faced with. This Jagdpanther wants to do all the heavy lifting it can, but it just can't sling shells fast enough. Oh, and the 17! That's going to be a
Ooh,
threat.
another sniper from the Allied.
He's coming in. Someone called John Cena because you can't see me.
Shabtajus still has quite a number of things left.
Oh! He goes for the bold bear sniper strategy, not cloaking, and pays the price when the Jagdpanther puts a shell right on target.
That seems like a bit of a miscalculation on his part.
I think it has, you know, pros and cons, advantages and disadvantages.
I mean, counter snipe opportunities are very bare for him, so you know it's not a strategy that has too many risks involved.
What can you say? That Jagdpanther gunner earning his Knight's Cross today, I guess.
But we got artillery coming down. That's what I thought on that Metcalf track.
Ooh, let's see if it connects. It's doing some damage. I'm going to hop over here and take a look at this crocodile. It's running rampant, but the Panzer IV and the Jagdpanther are here to shut it down. It looks like that
The
artillery
Rangers
barrage.
coming back.
That artillery barrage did not get what it needed. Go on about the Rangers.
It looked like the Rangers were going to engage with the Jagdpanther, but they've pulled back.
Making conservative decisions here. I don't blame them. They're faced with a pretty nasty assortment of Axis armor and pretty limited means of engaging it.
I do believe that those Rangers are the only... Oh, there is a 17-pounder that is healing back at the triage center. Again, very limited AT assets at this point.
My kingdom for a sticky bomb, cried the American generals. Spike over here spying on the Allied hordes that are about to descend on fair Germania. That's a lot of infantry, and although they might not have the AT for it, we'll have to see if the Germans can blast them back into the Atlantic.
Well, you can't discount a rifle squad charging at a tank. You never know if they might have a sticky bomb.
True.
Because the one time you don't act like they do, they...
That off map coming in, making some fair leveling.
An enemy unit has fallen to
Just churning dirt.
capping wars continue on the right side.
We might go check that out, see how it's doing in a second.
Nothing serious, just a small mention.
Yeah, these rifle hordes, they might just overwhelm the the defenders of Europe. This Jagdpanther definitely feeling the fear of that potential rifleman wildcard, but he's not feeling too much fear now. Looks like he's going in for the squish. Not quite getting it. Not even from the guy who took a head dive into the treads.
But there is a nice little pack gun that they might be trying to pick up.
We'll have to see how that plays out.
This would be a nice opportunity if the Rangers were around, but
they're off.
Like the Rangers are off on the left side.
Yeah, they're off squaring up against that Panzer IV, which you cannot discount because while the Jagdpanther is certainly a strategic asset that instills fear in the hearts of its enemies, that Panzer IV has way more utility, and Coomergang's out of here.
I believe these Jeeps just took the mortar half.
Wouldn't be the first time, it won't be the last.
Indeed, and
Got some armored cars coming in. This might be the answer for this rifleman blight that has descended on the land. Nothing quite like a cavalry charge.
these riflemen might be best suited just standing and fighting the armored car. Oh, they're hopping into the building. That makes sense.
And these Rangers are rolling over. See about giving those armored cars a headache.
Ooh, there goes one.
Yep. Doing what they were looking to do.
The riflemen in this building are now not in a great spot with the Jagdpanther and the Panther. Ooh, that was a
bunching
rough-
up as they try to disembark and taking the splash damage for it. And there's a squad out, but riflemen.
17-pounder coming up. Well, that Panzer IV is definitely within killing range.
But can he make the shot connect? No, he's going to pull back and keep playing conservatively with that, their last heavy AT asset.
Though I think it is important to point out that at this point, capping is going to start getting very important as the Axis appear to have very limited infantry assets.
Definitely true, especially with Unlimited pulling on another Hetzer.
And that is his last call on it, appears.
This Metcalf track doing some body blocking on these riflemen, making sure they don't get away. Could be interesting to see. It might turn into a battle of German steel versus Allied blood. Sweat and tears.
It appears that all of the Allied players are all on at the... And besides... What's... Area still has some call-ins left.
Ooh, that Hummel barrage might connect. Oh, just a scrape, but this armored car comes in and capitalizes.
Ooh, good shot on the Jagdpanther. With the 17-pound.
But that Jagdpanther still has a lot of health to burn through if they want to try and knock it out. But the Allies picked up this 57. They've got it ready. Oh, and it catches the armored car from downtown. Can feel the final minutes of this match closing in. And it still feels like anyone's game.
Attempt to artillery out that mortar is not gone off as expected, unfortunately.
Oh, an off-map coming in on the triage center and the 17-pounder.
Another burning barrage, perhaps?
Looks like it.
It appears so.
The delay on that so long.
17-pounder can get around in time, he might get a killing shot on this peak.
We'll have to see. He's certainly trying for it. And the misfire. Nothing but smoke and fury, signifying nothing.
No cigar.
The Axis are in a tough position. They're spread so thin.
We got the mortar finally with that barrage.
So they did. You can tell the Axis players want to just go in for the knockout punch and turn the lights out on these Allied players, but the Allied players, they're just too tenacious and too dangerous.
Oh, and now we have, there's another thing to note. The Allied players have a relatively, I would say, equal distribution of forces between the remaining players. While it's pretty much just area unlimited with his Jagdpanther and Hetzer.
Sometimes
He's got to do most of the camping, and he's got to get a lot of use out of this Panzer IV.
Oh, this might be it. They forced those grenadiers with the LMG fought to the death. The stormtroopers picked up the LMG, but just weren't enough to stave off the riflemen. And these Volksgrenadiers, if they lose them, that could be the strategic loss.
Well, Area still has 3 platoons left to call out, so...
Oh, does he? Oh, yeah, I'm looking right at it. Silly me.
Another bike and some Volks.
It's definitely coming down to a question of skill for the Allied players. They've got to make everything they've got count, and then some. Oh, is the 17 going to get the bike? Ah, right between the sidecar and the motorcycle, I guess. Oh, and the bazooka shot curves to knock out the bike.
Ooh, this might be it for the Panzer IV. If he...
Doesn't look like it. with the steel chair. Oh, and it catches a Ranger squad too. Oh, that might be it. That might be what spells the closes this game out.
17's been recruited.
But it's going to get circle strafed to death. Oh, but the Panzer IV is out.
Rangers get a final shot on the Panzer IV that killed. This is definitely getting. This is exciting here.
That definitely could have been so decisive for either side, but it was just so much back and forth. And now these Volksgrenadiers trying to mount a desperate assault for the fatherland. But there's just too much Allied firepower. They've got to pull back.
There is still a Jagdpanther and a Hetzer on field, and there is not that much AT left for the Allies.
Speak of the devil, the Hetzer's sneaking up, showing us that Hetzer's Hetz.
Area has another Panzer IV out on the... I think that might be it for the Allies.
I would be inclined to agree. We've just got to see how this battle plays out. If the Axis drop the ball and get dunked on, nope, doesn't look like it.
Nothing left to recruit that AT gun.
Just methodical, paint-by-the-numbers domination now, it looks like. This Metcalf track is serving his country valiantly by body blocking. The howitzer trying to add its voice to the chorus of violence. Not really getting what it wanted out of that engagement.
Definitely not.
And the priest just giving up on life, resigning to its fate. Rolling over and dying for the mighty apex predator of the battlefield, the Panther.
The Jagdpanther.
Precisely. And I think that's it. I think that's all she wrote. Oh! And the Metcalf track finds that late mine. So, again, serving every ounce of its strength.
Giving the last full measure for the father.
For the fatherland.
Mine. Let's see if anything else hits it.
Where's it at? Oh yeah, I see it at the crossroads.
Is the bike? Nope.
No. I'm not sure. The mine the Metcalf track hit makes sense. Not sure that other mine makes too much sense though. That's Nick out.
Well, if the Axis had been pushed back towards a similar, or the Allies had been pushed back towards similar, those clown cars might have run into those mines.
Oh, that's a good point.
That is a that is a thoroughfare right there to come.
No,
That
you're
entire
absolutely right.
triangle is what do you call it? Mind off.
Well, I think that's all she wrote for this game. Any closing thoughts you want to add?
Well, it's definitely a hard-fought game by both sides. I think the Allies had some really good mid-game that really pushed it ahead for them, but the Axis were able to just hang on to that toehold. And especially a lot of use out of the Jagd Panther. That was definitely one of the key moments. Is good use out of the Jagd Panther and the Panther.
I would definitely agree. Looks like we're going to get a last stand at the OK Corral here between this Panzer IV and these Tommies. And I think I know who wins that fight every day of the week. Tough stuff.
Are ye of little faith?
Unfortunately, Company of Heroes is more Saving Private Ryan and less Hogan's Heroes.
This is true. This is true. Another unfortunate aspect of this is another mine.
Yep, making sure to defuse those mines and protect future generations.
Another unfortunate aspect of the Allied position was that they deployed their medic stations and casualty clearing stations further back, so they were not able to get the good old-fashioned walking wounded recycling going that game.
Oh yeah, they were definitely dug in and prepared for a absolute slug match of a frontline engagement, and instead what they got was a deep punch into the heartland of Europe. And I guess it cost them, because not getting to take advantage of that economic support just, well, as we saw, they ran out of steam. And I think we'll just we'll close it out there, and hopefully our viewers will have enjoyed this time with us, this 57-minute game. Make sure to like the video if you did like it, and leave a comment if you've got some thoughts you want to share. Station 55, over and out.